Welcome to the February Tech School. I am here in Collier & Thompson's demonstration kitchen with Cassie Byers, the co-owner and chef of Home Wine Kitchen in Maplewood. Now, every month, Cassie deconstructs what seem like complicated restaurant techniques and teaches us how easy they really are. And today, we're actually going to be doing cold smoking, which really does seem kind of like not approachable at all for a home kitchen, but you bought everything here at just your local grocery store.
Yep, and that was actually something I set out to do, was to make sure that every piece of equipment, every ingredient we needed was something that was readily available to anyone.
And you said you kind of got all Mcguyver on us with this one.
I did, I got Mcguyver on you guys, but it's really easy to put together. First of all, people don't realize that cold smoking is a separate technique from hot smoking.
Okay.
Hot smoking will actually cook your food. It's done at higher temperatures. Smoking isn't done at very high temperatures. It's a low and slow technique. But it cooks the food through. Once you're done hot smoking the food, it's ready to go, it's ready to eat. You don't cook it beyond that. With cold smoking, we do it at very low temperatures. Actually below 80 degrees is ideal, between 70 and 80. So the food's not cooked at all when you're done. When cold smoking, what we're doing today with the pork tenderloin, we can then sear it, roast it in the oven, and still serve a beautifully, medium to medium rare pork tenderloin that still has the flavor of smoke imparted on it.
Cool. So tell us exactly how you construct your Mcguyver cold smoker.
Yes, we started with a roasting pan. So from there, I put in our wood chips. Soak them first for about 30 minutes, drain off the water. You can use hickory smoke, alderwood smoke, cherry smoke, whatever you want. I chose applewood because it's one of my favorites. So we put our soaked wood chips in the roasting pan and we turn it on high heat so that they get some heat to them. You don't want it so hot that you can't touch it, but it should get pretty hot so that the smoke starts.
Oh yeah, you can really see that the edges of
the edges
wood
are starting to char a little bit. That's totally fine. So just put them in there until they get hot while you work on the rest of your smoker.
Okay.
From there, we have 2 aluminum roasting pans. These are easy to find in the grocery store.
And inexpensive.
From there, you take, the best thing you can use is a instant read thermometer. I have it readily available, so that came to mind, but you could also use like a quilting needle, something that's got some weight to it, but also has a sharp point. Because from there, you're gonna go through and you're gonna puncture both pans.
Okay.
These are already done, but just to show you how simple it is,
You just poke it.
you just poke it. So you have one pan that's perforated, you put that on top of the wood chips.
Okay.
And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna throw ice in. So what happens is, as the smoke comes up, hot from here, it hits the ice, cools it. The next pan has our pork in it, so the smoke, once it reaches the pork, is cold. So we have our pork here, it's brining. This is a very, very important step in this process. Since we are cooking at such low temperatures, there's a real risk of bacteria growing.
Oh, okay.
So the brining is very, very important because the salt will prohibit that bacteria from growing. And that's pretty much it. From this point, you can walk away. But like I said, you've got to make sure that you've got a constant temperature.
Okay.
So I created another little trick in our Mcguyver smoking cave.
Yeah.
Since you've already got your instant read thermometer, go ahead and just puncture that in. Don't actually put it in the pork. There we go. Just have it so it's sitting in that top pan.
Oh, you're actually testing the temperature of the inside of the pan, not the pork
not
itself.
the pork. We just want to test the temperature of the air surrounding it. The problem is, once you put the thermometer in there and you've checked and we're right at 80 degrees, that's perfect. Now you've got a hole to let the steam escape. So we don't want that. So we're gonna create a flap. So we're gonna take another piece of foil, gonna fold it down, cover up that hole, make sure that's applied securely. And now we have an easy access flap so that we can periodically come back and check the temperature of our top container.
How do you know how long you want to smoke something? Between,
It's up to you. It's your preference. It depends on how heavily of a smoke you want imparted on the food. If you leave it in there for just 30 minutes, you're gonna get a very, very mild smoky flavor. If you leave it in there for 2 hours, you're definitely gonna pick up the smoke. So it comes to your personal preference and how smoky you want the food to be.
So it's been about an hour and a half, and I want you to reveal this non-cooked yet smoked pork tenderloin.
And there you go.
I mean, it really looks raw.
And that's exactly what you want it to look like. And then the thing is, you don't have to immediately cook this as soon as you're done. You could put it back in the fridge and cook it tomorrow. It's raw meat, so it's got its shelf life, but you can save it for the next day.
The smoky flavor in the pork tenderloin, how would you prepare? What would you do?
Well, you can do so many things. Actually, in February's feast, we've got a recipe for a maple bourbon glaze with some roasted Brussels sprouts and just a roasted pork tenderloin. It's a really quick, easy, but delicious way to use this smoked pork tenderloin.
How fun, Cassie. I can't wait to try this at home.
Great.
Bye.